Hi guys, welcome back to SimRay YT, and today we'll be looking at the dungeon map, and it'll be the Spider's Den. Now the boss guy with the Spider's Dens is Venom Spray, attacks all enemies, damage is increased by 15% if the target has poison debuffs, damage is based on attack. Enfeeble, attacks all enemies, has a 70% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 30%, damage based on attack. And then Spiderling Horde, spawns 6 spiders at the start of the round, spawns 2 Spiderlings at the start of each enemy champion's turn, spawns 4 Spiderlings at the end of the Skavag's turn. Skavag can have a maximum of 10 Spiderlings in the battle at any time. As you can see, healing assured, immune to heal reduction debuffs, receives less damage from poison debuffs, and his almighty immune passive, immune to stun, freeze, sleep, provoke, block active, block passive skills, fear, true fear, petrification debuffs, and also immune to HP exchange effects, HP balancing effects, cooldown increasing effects. So what you really want to do here is try to do as much damage as quickly as possible to the main boss before the Spiderlings can get their turns, and the boss can as well, because once he gets a turn then he heals himself. So to show you what levels I'm at, because I'm only a low to mid-range player, we'll go into my Great Hall so you can see. I really focus on the accuracy for the Void Champions, because they're the Void Champions is what I'll be using in the Spider's Den, and crit damage and attack. Now to show you the champions I'm using, I will be having Royal Guard. Now he'll be the lead champion because he has the additional skill of 35% attack. Now that'll give bonus to all the other champions. His takedown, as attacks all enemies, damage increases according to enemy max HP. As you can see, I've booked him out as well to give the additional damage. His hamstring attacks 4 times at random. Each hit has 60% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Each hit also has 60% chance of decreasing the target's turn by 25%. Then his Razor Blade skill attacks one enemy, has 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 2 turns. And then I'll have 3 Cold Hearts. Yes, that's right, I'm lucky enough to have a few Cold Hearts, and they will come in with their Heat Seekers. Attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 100%, has an extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Damage increases according to enemy max HP. Oh, and the other champion we have then will be a burn champion. Let's see where we've got him down here. Here we go. Mordecai. As you can see, he has a 75% chance placing a HP burn debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. Places 50% increased attack buff on all allies for 3 turns. Now if we go into it, the idea here in the dungeons, into the Spiderlings, as you can see in the first battle, my idea here will be first to come in with the additional damage, 35% damage for other champions, and I've set my team up for speed, where he will go first, then Mordecai will come in and do his fire burn, and then we'll follow the 3 Cold Hearts doing their main skill, and then back on to the champion there. The team setup. Now I have set these in skill wise so they only do the Royal Guard will first fire in with his Razor Blade. That's to do the defense move, to put the defense down on the boss. And then each Cold Heart will fire at their Heart Seeker, each for their first turn. Now before the Cold Hearts will go, Mordecai will go. The idea is Royal Guard will go first with 8 of the little Spiderlings, and then hopefully another 2 drop down, and then Mordecai comes in with his Heavenly Burns, which will give the 75% HP burn. Now these champions will die, but the idea is Royal Guard comes in, gets the defense down, then Mordecai comes in with his burns, the Cold Hearts will take their turns with their critical hit, and then the Spiderlings will attack each after that onto the Cold Hearts. Then once they've done the Spiderlings, then it'll come back to Royal Guard with his critical hit then of the takedown. Then the last couple of the after that, then the couple of the Spiderlings will attack the Cold Hearts, and it should be enough then that the bosses finally died. Before we get underway here with these fights, I should actually show you how the skills I have, the masteries on these champions. Back into the champions section. Masteries. As you can see, he's on offense, crit damage, an additional 5% crit rate, crit damage, heals by 5% of the damage inflicted when attacking with 50% HP or less, increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with higher max HP, increases damage inflicted by this champion's default skill by 2% each time it is used during the battle, stacks across each round in the battle of 10%, has a 6% chance of inflicting bonus damage when attacking. Bonus damage is equal to 10% of the target champion's max HP or 4% of the target max HP when attacking bosses. Increases damage inflicted by 5% when attacking 50% HP or less. Increases damage inflicted by 8% for the first hit on each enemy. And then he has his support movements there, but that's not so much to worry about. Each Cold Heart, their masteries are all set up exactly the same. Crit rate of 5%, crit damage, increases damage inflicted by 5%, increases damage inflicted to targets with less than 40% HP by 8%, increases damage inflicted by 6% when attacking targets with max higher HP, increases damage inflicted by 6% in the arena and 3% in all other locations for each enemy killed by this champion in battle. We have increases speed by 6 for each enemy killed by this champion. Has a 30% chance of decreasing the cooldown of a random skill by 1 turn. Places a shield buff on this champion for 1 turn when this champion is equal to enemy. And then the additional crit damage. To try to get as much critical damage as I possibly can. For the Cold Hearts, as you can see here, I've got around 240, 249 crit damage. Speed 174 and as much accuracy as possible. And just remember, if you have 200 accuracy, that's pretty good for like level 20. 100 accuracy is good for level 10. You work on about 10 accuracy per level. Where's our other champion here? Mordecai. Mordecai really haven't done anything on him. We've only got a few masteries. It's just for defense, but it's not so much to worry. He's just there for his burn skill. So we'll get back to it, ready for the fight in the dungeons. The spider den. And we're up to stage 7 at the cost of 10 energy, and we'll get straight underway. Now this team's not 100% once you get into high levels, because it all still comes down to Royal Guard doing his defense move. If he doesn't get the defense move off, I won't have enough strength in the Cold Hearts to do the battle. But it's still pretty good team at the rate they are at Spider's Den stage 7. And you got a Dark Elf ring and 5,340 silver. Thank you.